What's up, Madden fans? Welcome to another episode of From the Mind of Lethal. Today I'm going to give you a game, one of my games actually, against the Seattle Seahawks in my Madden Bowl franchise. One thing I want y'all to look at right now, take a look at Russell Wilson, his interceptions numbers versus mine. Alright? Now, going into this game, this is a runner versus a runner. Alright, the thing about becoming a more balanced Madden player is you have to be able to read a defense well enough to not throw so many interceptions, to not put yourself in a position where you can only run the football. Alright, if you're a runner, that's great. With the run game, you're always going to be able to find a lane or an alley to get into the end zone, but when somebody takes that away from you, you gotta know what else you can go to in order to make it work. If you can hang your hat on good defense, if you're the best defensive technician out there, then it's fine if you don't know how to pass that much. You can run, and just punt the ball. But when you're going against a good opponent who eventually can find their way into the end zone, you have to be able to pass the ball. You can't just rely on running. So I'm going to show you my first drive. I'm going to show you his first drive. And then I'm going to just talk to you guys the rest of the game. So the very first drive for me, you notice, like I said, I'm a runner. And he stuffed my run the very first play. Like the Seattle defense, Bobby Wagner, Earl Thomas, Richard Sherman, Brian Boxford, like they got a defensive, like just mastermind. So to counter that, you got to be able to pass the ball. I knew that coming into it. So right here, I got Richard Sherman one-on-one with Randy Moss. And Richard Sherman is just a step too slow to keep up with Moss. And I'm going to get 6. Easy, all right? One thing you always want to keep in mind, too, is special teams is important. Know when to punt. Know when to take your field goals. Right here, this is a special teams play. If I could get him to go out of bounds right there, he possibly like at the 6-7 yard line. And this is his first drive, all right? Even though he came out in a passing formation, I know he's going to run the ball. Why? I seen the game film. I watched the game he played against Philadelphia. I knew he was going to run the ball. And this is his first drive. So he comes out, runs. Second play is a run. So the third play, I'm pretty sure, is going to be another run. So once he hands it off here to Shine Alexander, even though he's doing all this motion and stuff, I guarantee you he was going to run the ball. He shocked me because he dropped back and threw it, and I never run commit too much anymore. But I was banking on him running the ball. And here on 4th down, this is where runners get in trouble. You never want to show your opponent everything you got. Me in this situation, I probably would have punted the ball. Unless I'm like inches, I'm more than likely going to punt the ball. He happened to pick it up with Russell Wilson, but he kind of showed me he couldn't find like the open man. Here go another 3rd down situation. This is still his first drive. And when I'm able to get back there and get the sack, it's because he could not find the open man. So here go my second time. I'm going to try to burn him again with Moss. He was ready for it. So I took the sack. Cool. I can see that he's in kind of a cover 2 look. 3rd and 17. I can tell that the blitz is coming, as y'all can all see. I don't know why I can see that, but I can. And this is what I mean. You got to be able to find the dot. Now, I'm not going to complete this. But as you can tell, I had a wide open man to throw to, which would have gave me more room to punt the ball if I didn't get it, and I possibly could have picked up the first down. So a lot of times this game, you're going to see the Seahawks on 3rd down happen to convert. This is where I knew I was going to win the game. All right, so he came back. It was 3rd down. I showed blitz. He can see the blitz. He has Russell Wilson, and he took the quick out. Once he did that, from then on, every time he had to pick up like a huge 3rd down, I already knew how I was going to beat him. All I had to do was press down to take away those quick little routes because he didn't have time to do anything else. So now he's finding a little bit of running room. He found some room with Alexander, found some room with Marshawn Lynch, and that's how the running game goes. If you keep running, you'll find some running room. Right now, coming up on a 2-minute warning. Here go another third down situation. You know, again, I want to see if he can find something. So he drops back the pass. I'm taking away all his options. And again, he scrambles up the middle with Russell Wilson. At this point, no matter what happens the rest of the game, I was not going to let him do that. So you see me on third down, I'm bringing the house. And now he has to settle for a field goal. I call a timeout, make sure he kick his field goal because I want a chance to score right before half. I figured I had the matchup with Moss on Sherman. And if he pressed down again, I was just going to beat him over the top. That's what I'm thinking. Madden can get tricky sometimes. A lot of players look alike because right now I see the hair, so I'm guessing that's Richard Sherman, but I didn't pay attention. Richard Sherman is now on the other side, and I guess what he did was he's told his cornerbacks to match up by speed. So my very first play, I'm going to sit here and try to run it. Couldn't find no running room. And again, I'm thinking that's Richard Sherman. And if I had Dante Culpepper throwing this ball, this is catch. But since I don't, Griffin comes up with the pick, who I thought was Sherman, and he gets a chance to go down and put up points right before the halftime. So pay attention. It's 3rd and 4. He's gonna give it to Alexander, find some running room because I'm playing back, and he calls a timeout. Now he's at the 45. In this situation, whether he was gonna make it or not, he should have tried to kick the field goal. He's getting ball at halftime. There's no reason to risk throwing the ball, having a fumble 6 or a pick 6 or anything. You know, at this point, if you can't make the field goal, oh well. Just go down 7-3. So right there, he throws it. If I was able to run straight, possibly could have been a pick 6. There's no reason to risk that, especially when you're a runner. There's just no reason. All right, so it comes out the second half. Of course, I knew he was going to run the ball. I didn't get set up in time. He quick hiked me, found some running yards. But now I got him on 3rd and 4. Again, I pretty much knew what he was going to do. He's like to take these little quick out routes. I gave this one up, and he thought it was a first down, but guess what? It was 4th and inches. At this point, like I said earlier in the game, I already knew what to do in this situation. He can't find the dot. He can't run the ball. So all I got to do is send heat to Russell Wilson, make sure he can't scramble, and we good. So as you see, I'm going to press down, and then I told them to shade underneath. All right? Since I did that, any little quick out routes he would have tried to throw was immediately taken away. So as the pressure gets in there to Wilson, I'm able to knock the ball down, and that pretty much, in my opinion, ended the ball game. So right here, it's 3rd and 5. Again, I'm reading the defense. I'm guessing it's cover 4, drop, show 2. So I go back. I hit the cover 4, drop, show 2 beater. Pick up the first down with Moss. Here's the key thing about being a runner, which the Seahawks did very well. Notice I'm going to take this run right here with Adrian Peterson. And instead of gassing Adrian Peterson the entire time, you got to switch out your running back. You don't want him to get tired, so I put in Dalvin Cook. That's one thing you notice the Seahawks did very well. There's one thing that makes a good runner, having multiple options at running back just to get somebody a break. So now I done found me a nice little run that's messing with his defense, and it's going to get him up out of that cover 4 drop show 2. You know, he keeps showing it. It makes it very easy to just run up the middle. Right here, I should have hit Carter to the outside, but I didn't. I just took the underneath. I held R1 to make sure Bobby Wagner couldn't make me fumble. And I let the quarter in. And now when the quarter in, I'm able to put Adrian Peterson back in, you know, full of stamina. And I'm going to find the end zone. So now it's 14-3. My opponent has not been able to really drive the ball down the field with any success. And he's finding himself in a situation where he has to pass the ball. After 2 sacks, puts him on 3rd and 26. And he decides to run the ball. And again, I'm playing pass coverage. So I'm expecting, I'm ready for the run. But he's going to get some yards because he had so many to get. And now he has to make a decision. In my opinion, this is the time you got to go for it. I realize it's 4th and 17, but he's going to decide to punt the ball. Why? I don't know. He must feel like he can come up with a stop, even though he ain't really stopped me yet. And then when I see this defense, my eyes lit up. Adrian Peterson is going to shake Earl Thomas. I could have kept running all the way to the end zone, but at this point, I just want to waste a lot of time off the clock. 3rd down. Again, this has been there all game. I just didn't test it. So watch what I do with Chris Carter. I see him on the outside. It's a cover 2 look. He's going to get by the first guy. He's wide open. Easy catch, easy touchdown to Chris Carter. I also had the tight end in the middle. You know, I was just forcing him to choose which one he wanted me to throw it to. Now the score is 21-3. It's pretty much out of reach. And he can't find nothing. 3rd down. Should have been a pick. And again, this is the time he got to go for it. But for some reason, he decides to punt the ball. Now the thing I don't understand is what y'all about to see. If he's going to decide to punt the ball in this situation, when I decide to kneel the ball down, why not just let the clock run out? Alright, that's the one thing I don't understand. At this point, the game was clearly over. He was not going to be able to stop me. No way, no how. I'm on conservative. You know, at this point, I'm thinking about putting shoe clock on. But when the game is over for me, I just come out and kneel the ball. I always take my win. I don't never like play the chance game or anything like that. So now I got on shoot clock. I'm gonna come down, kneel the ball, and just take my knees and end the game. You know. And I'm guessing at one point he was just gonna like let the clock run, but as y'all can see, he decided to use a timeout. When you decide to use a timeout, that lets your opponent know that you're still playing, you're still fighting. So what I decided to do now is make sure 2 clock was on. Let the clock run all the way down, to 1 second left, to where he can clearly see there was no chance of him winning. Ran the ball, got down, and even though it's 4th down, I decided unless he was gonna call a timeout, I wasn't gonna pick a play. So I just sit here, stay here, let the clock run all the way out, and that's gonna end the ball game. Anyway, Seahawks are gonna be in the playoffs. If he can figure out, a better passing attack, he's definitely gonna be dangerous. But good game to my opponent, and that's what I got for y'all for this week from the minor lethal. All right, I look forward to showing y'all more film as we get closer to the playoffs, and I hope you guys keep enjoying this content. If y'all have anybody that wants to join the league, let me know. Like I said at the end of every video, it's been lethal, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out.